Greetings, fellow citizens of Disneyland. Brickey here, along with my bud Dylan from Theme Park Obsession. Today, we are putting a challenge together. Standby versus Genie Plus Lightning Lane. Let's see who gets in the most amount of attractions, and at the end of the day, who paid what per ride. There he goes. There he goes.
I feel like lightning.
Dylan Lightyear is off. So the way today's challenge is going to work is we have each gone on to Space Mountain at the exact same time. So therefore, not only will we see how much faster the Lightning Lane is than the Standby, but what else he could possibly get done. While I'm still waiting to do Space Mountain, is it possible for Dylan to be able to rip, say, Astro Blasters? That's where this challenge for today is going to go. Who can get the most amount done, and what does that cost per attraction? Now, many of you may know I'm not a Space Mountain guy, so I'm literally wading through the line, and then I'm just going to step out. That I'm so rarely ever in. Maybe like 5 times in my entire Disneyland life. The suggested wait time was 10 minutes. I have just hit 10 minutes right now. Looks like there's going to be a few more minutes to get me inside of the ride vehicle. 13 minutes to actually get up to the ride vehicle. 16 minutes total. Let's see what Dylan was able to do inside of these same 16 minutes. My awesome ride vehicle photo. All right, in the 16 minutes that it took me to wait in line for Space Mountain and to ride Space Mountain, Dylan was able to go through it in Lightning Lane at no time at all. I just got a text message. He's over on Astro Orbiter. So for those of you keeping score, it's 2-1, Lightning Lane's lead. I want to make sure you make it to the end of today's video because I'm going to break down all of these stats for you in so many different ways. Amount of rides versus Standby and Lightning, and also cost per attraction. What exactly are we getting for spending the extra money? All of that will be broken down at the end of today's video after we complete 12 hours of this challenge.
Number 2.
2-1.
Readings aboard the Astro Orbiter. For your safety into the descent, just push the control lever forward. Thank you. Please enjoy your space flight.
I like flight attendant Dylan.
What I was saying is that there's just a slight advantage because technically, I guess you could have jumped in line for this as well. And there's a little bit more people in line now than when I jumped in. So far it seems like it's just about the same.
Which I'm assuming the space between us will get much larger and larger as time goes on. All the rides are crowded. He did get a head start on a second attraction, so if you're crushing rides so far, 2-1. At the end of our first round, the standby time for Space Mountain posted was 10 minutes. Actually ended up being about 13 minutes. Over at the Lightning Lane, it was an estimated 7 minutes. With that saved 6 minutes, Dylan was able to position himself at the beginning of the line for Astro Orbiter, squeezing in just one ride over the standby. But it's only 9:30 a.m., giving us 11 and a half more hours of park ride time. What time does Rise of the Resistance Lightning Lane go in?
10:15.
Let's go crush some Fantasyland.
Let's do it.
Dylan is doing the Matterhorn on his second Lightning Lane, and I'm doing the Standby. Bye. The clock has officially been started. Let's see what Dylan can get done in the time that it takes me to ride the Matterhorn, and will it actually be 10 minutes? So exactly a 10-minute wait time. What has Dylan been able to do in the same amount of time? That's the competition. Matterhorn, so much fun. Always. holidays. So rope dropping on a weekday, the first Monday after the holiday season, this is gonna be about as slow of a day as you're gonna find in the current version of what Disneyland has evolved into, where there's really no off time. But I'm not doing any single rider lines whatsoever, so therefore the data that we do of me versus Dylan will hopefully be good to comparison for you and your entire family, as well as just you and a friend. So no single riders, to keep it nice and fair, so everybody can kind of live by whatever math we come up with.
Tea party where everything is great.
So you've already been on and off the teacup.
Yeah, Chico's was a walk-on, so when I got off Matterhorn, I just bolted over here, did this, done. So 4 attractions so far.
4 to 2. He's already doubled me.
At the end of round 2, Matterhorn had a 10-minute wait time, and it was actually 10 minutes. However, Lightning Lane was a walk-on, giving Dylan the ability to ride Mad Tea Party. And with 11 hours left, Lightning has already doubled standby.
All right, so it's the big one on our list. This is the most expensive attraction we'll pay for today, Rise of the Resistance. It's currently saying that my time, the Lion King, 120?
120.
Maybe I might be doing 2 hours in here, and let's just say that that is insanely accurate. That means this could be a moment where Dylan could get 2, 3, 4 attractions over me, the standby customer. This is gonna be the biggest experiment of the day to really see what it is that you're paying for. All right, 10:15, this is Lightning Lane. See you on the other side. Stand by, 120 minutes. Let me set the clock. Will it really be 120 minutes? And if it is, how much can Dylan get done in this time? Like, he might even be able to do another Lightning Lane while I'm just in the regular lane. All right, so it has been 20 minutes and I have barely even moved. When I first started, I was literally right there on that wall. 20 minutes and I have gone 2 switchbacks. Not looking good. All right, man, where are you at?
I am right outside the marketplace right now, just kind of chilling.
What are you gonna get onto next?
I think I'm gonna go to Fantasyland next and knock out a few Fantasyland attractions, like maybe Pinocchio and Snow White, maybe Mr. Toad.
That sounds like a good plan because I think you'll be able to knock a lot out. And dude, it's been 20 minutes and I have barely moved 2 switchbacks.
Oh no! So wait, this actually might be a true 120.
I think it's gonna be a true 120.
See, that's interesting though, because that means that they're letting in mainly Lightning Lane guests, and they're only letting a few guests in that don't have it.
Absolutely, because we didn't even move for about that first 20 minutes and I knew that your group was getting loaded on. So I really think that that's exactly what's happening.
Well, definitely keep me posted. This is going to be interesting because this is the part of the video where it gets crazy.
Yeah, midday, it's starting to get real.
All right, man. Well, keep me posted.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Bye. Wow, in the 20 minutes that I sat and did nothing, he's already done the entire attraction, which means he's probably got 100 minutes on me to just rip as much park as possible. And this is where it gets real. All right, friends, update. It took me 30 minutes to just get to the caves. This 120, I don't think it's totally accurate, but it might not be super far off. I'm gonna assume I probably have another 30 or 45 minutes in there, so it might be more like around 75. 40 minutes to get to the waterfall. An hour to make it to the first map. I don't think there's any way possible that it's going to go up to the fully promised 120 minutes, because 60 minutes here, I don't see us doing another 60. So in the time that it has taken me to get this far, Dylan has not only already rode Rise of the Resistance, but he just got off Gidget's Go coaster. He's had a couple of little snags in the park, but once again, getting another ride up over the top of me, the Lion King. 1 hour and 10 minutes to get to this spot, which leads you into the very first pre-show. 70 minutes, some would say, would be the actual time because the attraction starts right now.
Is no longer safe. We have transports waiting to take you to General Organa's secret base on Picard.
So depending on when you think the ride starts, this right here was 75 minutes. Dylan has already knocked out Gadget's Go coaster and he's currently in line for Peter Pan. Probably gonna get at least 2 attractions over me on my longer wait time. Not the 120 that Disney promised. Love this ride.
As you heard from Ray, I have been tasked with getting you to the car. There appear to be a number of small craft heading our way. Raise the shields.
Hello! I'm trying! We lost move 5! I'm gonna try.
75 minutes to get to this area right here. So a pretty over-exaggeration on how long it took to actually ride this ride. Notice we're trying to do the most premier rides possible for me so that you could really plan out a day and know for just the standard cost of a ticket, can you knock out some of the most premier attractions? Way less than what was promised on the sign out front. I just got a report that Dylan got another attraction in over me. Very far away. 90 minutes total to get through this whole thing. Therefore, the sign was over-exaggerated by 30 minutes. Dylan has done a handful of rides, but he's also hit a handful of operational mess-ups where rides have shut down or closed down, and he's had a bit of a time, but he was out in the park having a bit of a time while I was doing one thing, being the Lion King, waiting in line to do this.
Oh, you survived. I was just talking about you.
90 minutes.
90 minutes.
90-minute entire ride all the way through. What did you get done in that time frame?
I was able to do Gadget's Go Coaster, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, and that was about it, just because.
And get a snack.
And get a little snack. Yeah, a nice little tasty treat.
Think I will.
Yeah. That was because there were some issues with nice.
Dylan didn't expect the popcorn tab. So in the time that it took me to ride Rise of the Resistance, Dylan was able to do the same attraction as well as do Gadget's Go Coaster and to do Mr. Toad's. However, this is where it gets interesting. He was booked to do Roger Rabbit, that closed down, and then they gave him one of those passes where you can just sort of call out a ride. That pass was denied for both Snow White and Peter Pan. So there was probably a moment where he could have pulled ahead and got a third attraction over me, but was stuck at 2 because of some operational bump up, which I'm happy that those happen. Every day at Disneyland just does not go smooth or as planned. So a very, very realistic breakdown of how he was able to spend 90 minutes versus me. We're also not going to count this as an attraction, but he did have time to go get a snack, to get popcorn from Galaxy's Edge. So that is an important thing to add in there, that the Genie Plus service and the Lightning Lane is giving him the availability to add in some of those little extra things where I have not had a moment to get anything to eat at all. I've just been going from line to line to line.
The $20 additional charge to ride ride Rise of the Resistance, not included with the standard Genie Plus, Dylan was able to do Rise in 20 minutes. The standby line was posted at 120 minutes, but the actual time was 75. With the 55 minutes that Lightning Lane saved, Dylan was able to do Gadget's Go Coaster and Mr. Toad, as well as buy some popcorn. But at the end of round 3, the score is Standby 3, Lightning Lane 7.
All right, next up on the roster, Big Thunder Mountain. Dylan's set to go on right now. I have a posted 50-minute wait. It's not going to be 50.
No, I think it's going to be more like 30, and you actually, it might be even shorter than that. It just depends on how good operations are.
What are you going to jump onto when you beat me off of this?
Maybe if I have time, I might take a spin around the rivers of America on Mark Twain.
So jealous, so jealous.
For right here, this would be perfect.
And we want to stay in this area because we purchased at the beginning of the day our one Lightning Lane for DCA. We got a 1 p.m. appointment with Web Slingers, so we don't want to go too far away from this so we can keep our schedule going.
Yeah.
Best of luck, my friend.
Let's do this.
Gotta go do my thing. So in less than 15 minutes, Dylan has already rode Big Thunder Mountain. In that amount of time, I have only done the space in front of Rancho. I'm not even in the proper queue yet. He's gonna get some more on me right now. It took me 25 minutes to do that entire region back there, so half of my time was potentially spent over in that area. I just saw Dylan get on the Mark Twain. Very jealous of his experience right now.
We're just about rounding Round Splash Awesome. Hey, you're almost there, man. You're almost there.
Almost there. So it took 50 minutes just to get to the merge point. I've already been all around the restaurant area over at Rancho, up to the mountain and back. All of that was just for the standby guest. And now I'm finally in the Lightning Lane, up and back, and then we actually get to go up and ride the ride. Pretty accurate time. It's 1 o'clock and we have put 4 hours into the park. And in 4 hours, I've been able to ride 4 different e-ticket attractions. Now Dylan has 9 attractions in, the same 4 e-ticket as me, but then 5 other of the smaller, lower level attractions. Do you need to accomplish everything, or are you cool with just some of the big ones? Because 4 to 9 is definitely a good score in the upgrade's favor. But what do those attractions mean to you? Because I don't think that there's any bad decisions to be made. You're gonna have fun either way at the park. It's just how do you crunch it? Do you want to try to get every single ride in, or just some of your select favorites? And what's your budget? Because we have upgraded Dylan's ticket to an additional $40. So those 5 attractions are almost $10 each, which means that it's down to your budget and how you decide for Disneyland. Probably not perfect for Magic Key holders, but probably great for people coming in from out of town. What's going to be interesting is though is later on in the day, when the Lightning Lane tickets don't come as quickly, can I start to somewhat catch up with Dylan? It's going to be interesting to see how the numbers shake out at the end of this video. Now we did learn you're only allowed to do 1 Lightning Lane pay
per ride update per park. So we only have web slingers over at DCA. We weren't able to also buy Radiator Springs. And I get that because we're trying to keep a decent amount of inventory for non-upgrade ticket holders. But clearly, as we're showing today, you can get a lot more done if you do the upgrade. I think this is what I'm most jealous of.
Yeah, just
is
relax.
chill time. Chill time.
This is the one part about the Lightning Lane that is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Sit and relax for a little bit.
Because you were able to buy a water.
Yeah.
I was not dehydrated. You're able to take the Mark Twain in, all while I just did Big Thunder Mountain. Very accurate 50 minutes.
Oh, really?
At the end of 4 hours and 4 rounds, Dylan and Lightning Lane is up a total of 5 attractions over standby. This time around, Lightning Lane was only 15 minutes, giving Dylan the ability to squeeze in the Mark Twain and pull ahead to 9, where standby had a very accurate 50-minute wait. After 4 rounds and 4 hours, we're 1/3 of the way done with our Disneyland day. It is telling me 70-minute wait time. Dylan has a Lightning Lane where we paid just to ride this ride. What did we pay for this?
$12.
20 for Rise, 20 for the upgrade. So a grand total of $52 is where we're at. All right.
Let's do this.
Avengers, disconnect. Disassemble. All right, I have set the clock again for another attraction. It's taken me 20 minutes to get to the very back corner of the queue. But in that time, Dylan has already web-slinged and he's on his way over to the Incredicoaster where another Lightning Lane opened up. I'm now doubting that it'll truly be 70 minutes, but it's not going to be much less than that. Big difference in the standby and the Lightning Lane. Huge difference.
Take a seat.
55 minutes. Was off by 15 minutes. The biggest two over-exaggerations that we've seen today have both been from the two most expensive attractions that we did today. Rise was grossly over-exaggerated, and this one was over by 15 minutes. Big Thunder, wildly accurate, and our earlier attractions at the beginning of the day, those were accurate as too. Now, I understand as the day goes on, things get more complicated, but I will be so curious to see, do these two Lightning Lane upgrade attractions that we paid extra money for, will those be the ones that are the furthest off from being accurate? Because if so, shame on you, Disney. That would mean that they're inflating wait times to try to get people to go.
Ah, to hell with it. I'll spend the extra money to ride the ride and save some time.
15 minutes is long enough to get a snack. Pretty decent savings inside the world of Disneyland. So in that timeline, I was able to ride Web Slingers. Dylan, however, was able to do that very, very fast, and then went and did Incredicoaster, and then told me he was doing what I'm most jealous of. He just took a break. And after 5 attractions and going, I am ready for a break. definitely ready to sit down, have some lunch, which would be what anyone else would do if they were here participating an entire day of Disneyland. 5E tickets in so far. He is at a total of an 11. And it's 3 o'clock on a 9 to 9 day. That means we're exactly at the halfway mark. If we keep up at this pace, I would be able to do 10 attractions today, and Dylan would be able to do 22. We'll see where we get at 9 o'clock when the park's done. Halfway through the day, and we've made it through 5 rounds. Web Slingers posted a time of 70 minutes. Actually, it was 55 minutes. The Lightning Lane was only 15 minutes, giving Dylan the extra time to squeeze in the Incredicoaster and a little short break. Halfway through our day, the score is 5 to 11, but now it's time to eat some lunch.
Time to do our next challenge. We're doing Toy Story Midway Mania, and just to show you guys what this challenge video means to me, I do not like this line. I say that it suffers from too much poop in the pipes, which means that when you get in that room, it's the stinkiest room in all the Disneyland Resort. The ceiling fans are below the lights, so the lights pulsing, and it smells like poop, but I'm willing to do it for you. I lost them. I straight up lost them. I straight up lost them. Hey, every Disneyland fan knows too much poop in the pipes. This is one of those attractions. Enjoy your first class experience while I enjoy my poop. Bye.
Hopefully it won't be that bad.
Oh, it will. It will. That's a lot of poop. Bye. Seriously though, this room over here, it's one of the most miserable lines ever. This is one that I only do when friends or family are in from out of town and they're huge Toy Story fans or kids that really love gaming. That's when I break my rules, but I'm willing to do it for science. I still hate this room. It is so loud. It's the worst room in the entire resort, but I will say this. They fixed the problem with the lights. There used to be lights with a ceiling fan, and the ceiling fan shadow would flicker in this room. So not only did you have the insane noise, the non-desirable smell, but the lights pulsing literally made me feel like I was going to lose my mind. So one step in the right direction.
How many?
Just one.
There you go.
Thank you.
How many?
So in the 50 minutes, 50 minutes that I have been in line, Dylan has now gone up to 14 attractions. He did this in 20 minutes, marked Goofy off, and also did Guardians of the Galaxy. 3 attractions, and I'm not even on mine yet. And most importantly, I got to see the sunset. And that's the type of thing that means a lot to me, is being able to catch the vibe. So as you can see, he's clearly beating me big time with the Lightning Lane. So I am next in line at 55 minutes. It says 75, off by 20 minutes. Pretty big. I think I've decided that I officially like this way more than Web Slingers. Way more. We are at 5:15. We have 3 hours and 45 minutes left of ride time. This is my 6th attraction. My goal was to get to 10 sort of premier attractions. I got 4 more to do. With these wait times that I've been getting, it's going to be tight to get to 10. It's going to be real tight to get to 10. After Midway Mania, our totals are 6 attractions to 14. A sizable difference. And we've been going. I've been going from ride to ride. We took a pretzel break. We took a lunch break. Realistic amount of time that any family or group of friends would spend refueling and recharging. I don't spend days like this here very often. It's been a lot. Looking at where the numbers are at right now, I'm kind of coming around that Lightning Lane's kind of a sweet deal. If you have the money and if that's your priority, throwing that out the window, what we paid for, we are definitely getting. And I do see a value in that. Just made an executive decision that it's time to do a little Gear Deli pit stop. Took an ice cream break, Gear Deli. I don't know, just yell at me in the comments below. I always get it wrong. We're going over to Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run. He's gonna walk on.
I'm gonna have to stand in a 75-minute wait time. And I have to say, man, I'm jealous that you got the sunset. You've been like catching vibes.
Yeah.
And I thought you were gonna just be ride crushing the whole time. I didn't know you were also gonna have extra time for vibes. I'm just standing in these big buildings all day.
I know, I've been getting lucky. I think this will be the 14th attraction. But yeah, I've had those opportunities to kind of sit and enjoy the look of the park, which is the way they wanted, the way they intended it to be.
And I have all your stats because I have spent so much time just standing in line today.
You're just putting them all in that Excel sheet.
I am. I'm loading up. I'm front loading the work on that spreadsheet I have on my phone. At the end of this video, I decided I have to put up a total for my rides. How much time did I spend waiting in line?
That's a good statistic.
And that's going to be a big number. I mean, a huge number.
Yeah.
And I can't believe that this late in, you're still able to grab lightning lanes like right away.
Yeah.
It was never that way this late in the day with Max Pass.
No.
So I don't have my final thoughts yet, but a little sneak peek for the end of this video. I kind of am impressed with Lightning Lane.
Yeah, for today, so am I. Because I'm very like, don't get the Lightning Lane. Just enjoy the park.
Yes.
Normally. But today I'm actually kind of shocked that I'm able to go on so many things. There are some sacrifices to that though. Looking on my phone for as long as I have. I mean, I think this is the most I've ever been on my phone to just try to book an experience.
Oh, 100%.
And then when 100%. You add that up to the mobile ordering for the dining, and then the other kind of things in the park, because you're also looking at the wait time map in the app too. So whereas you really haven't, you've just been kind of hanging out in the lines and just enjoying what you see.
Yeah, I've just been enjoying the poop in the pipes and standing in line. But it is interesting though, because normally when you and I come to the park as friends, we just kind of do whatever in the area. And because we're going to app base, we're going from Ghirardelli to Millennium Falcon. So I mean, we're going in some zigzags that we would never go in before because we're letting technology guide us, not our natural knowledge of the park. So definitely a very interesting and different day. And we've talked about, if you guys enjoy this one, we might need to do a follow-up in like 6 months and see how the systems progress.
We might even have to do this at Walt Disney World too, because it's a totally different ballgame over there.
Walt Disney World, don't tempt me. Round 6 with Midway Mania posted a 75-minute wait. In actuality, it was 55 minutes for standby, but the Lightning Lane was only 15 minutes, giving Dylan the ability to squeeze in Guardians of the Galaxy, as well as Goofy's Flight School, and to catch the sunset and more vibes. Currently, the score is 6-14 as we go into the final 4 hours of the evening. "70 minutes. You can do this. You can do this, Brickey. You can do this." There goes my hero. Watch him as he goes.
May the force be with you, friend.
Also with you, my friend. Also with you.
The timer has been started.
I mean, so far so good. I was just saying, you don't even have to wait out here.
You think you're better than me up on your pedestal of lightning? Huh? Is that what this is?
Just kidding.
This 70 minutes might be grossly overstated, and I hope. I'm the only guest in this room. Only guest in this room. Alright, so this is pretty nuts. I just passed Dylan. The Lightning Lane looks pretty dense. And the standby line, it looks like I'm gonna catch it at the middle of this bridge. That right there, if that's all full, then you're pushing 70 minutes. But here, I don't think so. Minutes to get this far. How far do I get in the next 67 minutes? That's the question. The split off point, that's where the two come together, Lightning Lane with regular folks. This is how much more I have to go. 18 minutes in, and we just got a heads up that the attraction is temporarily down.
All right, so it went from a volunteer basis, if you want to leave, to everyone get out. This was a waste of 23 minutes. It seemed like the attraction I was making the best time on just became a bust. And they said, everybody go back the way that you came. So that's gonna really eat into my ride time. Damn it. How cool are those shadows there? It's just like when you're in Star Tours and they have the projected shadows on the back wall. I've never noticed that before because I've never walked out of here backwards before. Okay, Falcon just broke down.
Yeah.
What did you get?
I got a multi-experience pass that I could use pretty much on just about everything but Rise the Resistant.
So we waited the exact, whoa, table.
Yeah.
So we waited the exact amount of time.
Yeah.
And you get a skip the line pass. And I got nothing.
Oh no.
Nothing. We just were asked to leave 30 minutes of park time burnt up.
Dang. I'm surprised they didn't give you guys something to be like, hey, come back to this one later, or, you know, that's weird.
So, Lightning Lane gives you a little bit of park insurance. That if things go bad, because you're ponying up extra money, they feel like they owe you. Yeah. It's funny though, $20 is enough to get the IOU, but $198 isn't enough money.
No.
It's like, when do they draw the line? It's so weird.
Yeah, it's weird. So, yeah, that is.
We just discovered a very interesting Lightning Lane loop.
Yeah, because you would think that they would give everyone in the queue some sort of form of a multi-experience pass, but no. I guess not anymore.
No, we have exactly 2 hours left of park time. We got to start crunching because I'm now stuck at 6 attractions for the day.
Yeah.
Woo! I'll see you on the other side, matey.
Yeah, take it easy, 30 minutes.
30 minutes on top of my Falcon, 30 minutes. Crazy fast. Your ticket didn't get you as much as I thought it would have.
No, barely anything.
If I can get 2 Fantasyland rides in Indy, I will hit 10 attractions, which was my goal as the standby guest on a 12-hour day. So wish me luck on finding another Fantasyland to get on that's not King Arthur's Carousel, which makes me dizzy. Open to close, our first ride was rode together today. Try to do Casey Jr., which looks like a kind of a long line for Casey Jr.
Yeah.
This will get me to 9. Typically, I don't do circle rides, but Snow White's down. Casey Jr. is only running 1 train. I really want to get to 10 rides, so I'm doing, you guessed it, the carousel. And they're off. Old man Brickey's coming up in the back. Going to try to take out Dylan, the Park Obsession ride crusher. Here comes Vibes from behind. Vibes from behind again. Vibes are winning. Vibes are always winning in Disneyland.
After the mess up on the Millennium Falcon, rounds 7, 8, and 9 were a push. Lightning Lane showed absolutely no advantage whatsoever over Standby, pushing the Standby total up to 9, and Dylan staying steady with his lead at 17 different attractions. With less than an hour left, and Indiana Jones being the final e-ticket of the night, can Lightning Lane pull ahead of Standby one last time? 19, you did it. When I didn't see you anywhere, I'm like, oh yeah, he made it on. He made it to 19.
Made a little bit of a stop in the jungle, you know?
Yeah.
These crazy monkeys are always like taking over something.
The funny thing is when I got off of Indy, I saw your boat go by, and I said,
really?
I bet he's in the brush.
Oh, that's
like
funny.
It was timed perfectly.
I was trying to look for you, but I didn't spot you. Dang.
Dylan, I have to say, I was actually surprised and kind of won over on Lightning Lane. It wasn't something that I thought that I believed in, and I'll still go down to my deathbed saying that from April 30th, the reopening of Disneyland, until December when the Lightning Lane started, that was the best time in the park ever for like efficient, one line for everybody, great wait times. That was the best it'll ever be. But this isn't as bad as I thought it would be for people that pay.
Again, I was able to do 19 attractions, which is pretty good in a 12-hour span between both parks. I mean, we were bouncing back and forth. Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised too, because I'm still a firm believer that you don't need the Genie system to ensure that you have a fantastic day. We were able to hit all these major e-ticket attractions. I mean, you were able to hit all the major e-ticket attractions without even having to pay the extra $2 or whatever it was today.
Yeah, people could easily say, okay, well, if it's 10 rides, what are my top 10? And build a day around that top 10. We were kind of letting technology lead us a little bit. When you look at the breakdown on the day, you ended up spending about $13 per attraction. And I was at $20 per attraction. It's interesting that the higher ticket that we made for you actually ended up resulting in a cheaper per ride transaction.
Throughout the day, I mean, we were kind of spending a lot of the times, well, you were spending a lot of the times in those lines when if we would have maybe reconfigured, instead of going to Rise of the Resistance with the time we did, maybe we'd knock out a couple Fantasyland rides, then go to Rise of the Resistance, then maybe it would have bumped your ride count up. Each family that purchases the service might do the park a lot different than what we did. That's why I kind of want to do this again 6 to 12 months down the line, just to kind of switch it up and maybe have a new game plan or maybe do things a little bit later, because when you purchase a Lightning Lane, you have an hour to redeem that. So you don't have to redeem it immediately. You can like say, oh, I'm going to redeem it the last 10 minutes in that 50-minute time span. I'm gonna go and see a show. I'm gonna go see some other attractions, or maybe I'm gonna do the Sleeping Beauty Castle walkthrough. Something. I think there's a lot of different variables in it as well. But yeah, I mean, 19 attractions is very good.
On a 12-hour day, it's really good. And the thing I was most surprised about Lightning Lane, for today at least, there was always another ticket available for you. And I remember back in the old Max Pass days that when it would get to be mid-afternoon, you were done. It would take you 3 hours to get another one, and your pickings were slim. But you were actually able to rip those all the way into the last hour of this evening. There was way more availability and distribution than what I had assumed would be available.
Yeah, I was thinking the same exact thing, especially like midway through the day. I thought by like noon or 1 o'clock, I was going to be screwed, and like all those Lightning Lane availability windows were going to be pushed till later on in the evening. We were here on a Monday, the time of filming this, and the park was crowded, but it wasn't as crowded as it would be, say, maybe 2 weeks ago on a Saturday.
Sure.
So that's another reason why I'd like to do this again, because if we come on a Saturday when we know it's going to be busy, maybe during spring break or the summer or even the holidays, yeah, I think those Lightning Lane windows get pushed back because there's probably another 10,000 people in the park that are using Lightning Lane.
Disney's weird because you come on an off season or a slow day, but then they down staff, and so it runs at a different speed. And when the park's actually its busiest is when it flows really well because it's staffed and equipped for that. So there's just so many things to go, and no 2 days would ever be the same at Disneyland, and that's why we love it. But hopefully today's video provided you with a really good look, because the thing that I'm most proud that we came up with is that we each started every ride at the exact same time. So in that particular moment, it was a one-to-one comparison of how fast it is to do a standby and how fast it is to do a Lightning Lane. There is where the science of this video lies, to give you a real one-on-one comparison. Is this worth it for you? Obviously, everybody has a different definition of what a dollar's worth, and everybody comes to the park with, one person or 10 people, so that's going to vary. But hopefully this will help you make an informed decision as a customer who's trying to rip the park as efficiently as possible.
If you're here for like more than 1 day, I don't see the point in purchasing the Lightning Lane or the Genie Plus.
The person that it's perfect for is an out-of-towner that's going to be in LA for 1 day only, and you want to rip some Disneyland. A first-timer, a one-timer, somebody that's coming in from out of country. I would highly recommend it because you could literally just rip the entire park, and you could go really, really hard. for a key holder, for a local that does the park often, I don't know. I mean, that gets to be like, what is it worth to you? But when you look at what it ended up costing per ride, $20 for me, and 13 and some change for you. That's how Disney came up with the price point on what to charge for the Lightning Lane rides, because it's 20 for Rise, it was 12 for Web Slingers, and that fits right into the portal of what we actually both ended up paying per ride. And it's interesting too that the $20 for Rise, you could do that outside of Lightning Lane, so you don't have to do both. You could literally just pay $20 a ride Rise, which is exactly what every ride cost me today. So it wouldn't have to be a $52 upgrade. I could have come in here on a single ticket, which would take my ticket down to $150 and paid $20 to do Rise, and I could have did everything today at $170 and probably been at a cheaper price point. So crunch the numbers, do whatever works best for you, but this is our research on doing a one-to-one comparison, and I hope that it helped you all.
I think this is the most fun I've had filming a video for all of you guys in quite some time. Like,
it was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously have fun filming all the videos and being as valuable as I can, but this one in particular, when you contacted me, say, hey, we should probably do this, I was like, oh yeah, this is so genius. And a lot of you guys want to know exactly what the difference is.
Right, and I think the reason why this video was so fun for us is most of the time when we come into the park, we know what we're filming and we know the ending. We didn't know the ending today.
We didn't know the outcome. We had no idea who was going to be on top.
We were living it just as you were watching it. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope it helps you all make an amazing trip out to the park. Hey friends, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this adventure and this type of creativity, do me a solid. Subscribe to the channel. All it'll cost you is a good time. And I want to thank all my friends over at club1313.com for making an amazing Disney community that not only supports this content, but supports the type of Disney friendships that I love to be a part of. Thank you so much to you for watching. Thank you twice as much for commenting below and leaving a thumbs up. Friends, until the next time I see you at the end of 12 hours of crushing rides, I'll see you back here on the channel with more Disneyland fun. And a big shout out to Dylan from Theme Park Obsession for going on this crazy adventure with me. Thanks, Dylan. You made it the best. You were the perfect guy to do this video with. I'm about the vibes. Today I stepped in as a ride crusher. I hope I did an okay job.